Happy Flow and Restore Day. If we've never crossed paths before, my name is Dom. It is such a pleasure to get to be here for you. For our Flow and Restore, the way the class is structured is that we do a portion of the class that's more of our physical asana practice, and then a portion of the class that's more restorative yoga-y deliciousness. So just a heads up that you will need lots of blankets and pillows today. We're working on an incline and potentially a little bit of a back bend if you feel like you want to do that. If you're watching on Instagram and you're like, I feel like I want a little bit of a bigger picture, you're welcome to come over to YouTube and join us on YouTube, Dominique Cheshire Movement. That's why I kind of change my head a few times because I want to be able to see everybody. So I'm going to start to shimmy all of these props off of my mat, but we will for sure come back to them. If you would like to keep that's going to be in your way. If you would like to keep a pillow or cushion handy to be able to sort of prop yourself up on, or keep a blanket handy because it might be nice for sliding for extra cushioning under the knees, please feel free to do that. And once you've acquired all of the things you feel like you're going to want to keep handy, let's meet on our mats. I'm going to roll up this blanket sort of like a really thick sausage, and I'm just going to put it behind my heels like that so I can sit up a little bit taller today. So whatever version of seated works for you, please feel free to arrive there. That could be sitting cross-legged, it could be kneeling, you could be standing, you could be on your back, truly whatever's going to serve you the best today. And if you'd like to take a moment to come down into your body, coming into your breath, slowly starting to cultivate a relationship between our breath, our movement, and our awareness. Taking a moment before we move together to collect our energy individually and together. As you inhale, noticing the flow of those inhales through the nose. And as you exhale, noticing the exhales out your mouth. And I will acknowledge that it is allergy season, so as I'm cueing your inhales and exhales, please always feel free to breathe as you need to breathe. I definitely feel that. And with this constant idea of collective awareness, collective change, maybe inviting the idea of just openness in our practice, openness to explore, openness to learn. Or maybe not. Maybe what you really need today is to be closed. And that's fine too. But just spending a moment here together with your breath and noticing extra spaces in our body that maybe need a little extra time, a little extra attention to soften. It's usually places like the creases in between our eyebrows, along our foreheads, our eye creases, our smile muscles. And can we use our breath to sort of calm those things down? If your eyes have been closed, gently starting to rub your hands together to create a little bit of warmth, a little bit of friction. And then let's place those hands over the eyes. Keeping your eyes dimmed in, can you maybe use your finger pads to massage along your hairline? Maybe in and around your eyebrow bones, your jaw, up and behind your ears, maybe down your neck into your shoulders. And then slowly bringing those hands, maybe massage into your scalp a little bit, back over your eyes. Gently fluttering your eyes, awake under your hands. Bring them all the way down. Inhale, big reach up overhead. Exhale, let those hands come down. Give yourself a squeeze. And then let's take our body weight forward in space. So the plan, the blueprint, I should say, to explore today has lots to do with twisting as always, but a little bit of hamstring strength and mobility is going to be necessary. So we're going to take a moment to kind of get that going while we're down on the mat. If being on your wrists isn't feeling particularly fabulous, you're always welcome to come down onto your forearms. No problem here. Can you inhale to take that breath in through the nose, backs and sides of the ribs? Exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Maybe let your belly drop. Stay with a dropped belly. Take an inhale. And this time as you breathe out, push the floor away. Stay nice and round here. Breathe into the back body. Exhale to open it up, sigh it out. One more time. Inhale here. Exhale, scoop and round it. Then let's lengthen out one vertebrae at a time, giving ourselves just a little moment to maybe circle our body weight around our wrists, feeling those finger pads connecting into the floor. So it's not the heel of our hand that's taking the bulk of the weight. We're trying to distribute it across the width of the whole hand. And then you have two hands. So both of those hands, or whatever it is that's in contact with the floor. Taking a moment to find center, let's inhale through the nose into the backs and sides of the ribs. Exhale out through your mouth or maybe out your nose. And feel the ribcage draw in, feel the belly widen, sort of like how you would if you were planking. Can we push the floor away? Can we feel the arms drawing wide and hug the heel of the hands down? We're going to reach our right leg back. And remember, you could always be on forearms here. Is a lovely option. You could also be standing. Can we take that right leg, fire up through that right bum cheek, and just lift that right leg up so that it's parallel to the floor? We're going to give that ankle a little roll, a little circle, circle, circle. And then let's keep that leg right reaching long. And can you really kick it out like you're literally trying to push something away from you? Zipping up through the quad, zipping up through the belly. Keep pushing the right hand through the floor. Let's reach the left arm out nice and long. Taking your breath in here. Taking your breath out. Can you exhale and squeeze knee and elbow towards each other? Inhale to lengthen out nice and long. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale to lengthen it out. Exhale, squeeze it in. One more time. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale to squeeze it in. And then reach the right leg, left arm out and pause. Keep drawing into the belly. Keep squaring up through the hips. Keep reaching out through that leg. Reaching through that left arm. Push the right hand away. Can you hold it here for 4? For 3. You could be on a fist here as well. For 2. Last one, gently lower down. Sit yourself back. Give your wrists a little shaky shake. Okay, it's about to get kind of funny, kind of silly. Bring ourselves back, hands and knees. Let's reach that right leg back again. Remember, you could also be on fists here. You could also totally be standing if you wanted to and do a little tip and lift that leg. Can we keep the right leg nice and energized? Again, firing up through the quad and the bum cheek and lift that right leg up and out. And then that right hand is going to come forward this time. This is going to be like a total whoa Nelly experience. And then maybe the right arm and the right leg lift up. You're going to have to teeter over a little bit for 5, for 4, for 3, push the floor away with the left hand. For 2, try to keep a nice long spine. Last one, bring it down, give your arms, give your wrists a little shake. Does anyone get like a nice little oblique experience there? All right, let's bring ourselves back down nice and centered. So hands and knees or hands and fists, or you could be standing and doing like a teeter-tottered version of this. Yeah, it can look like whatever you need it to look like. Let's take the left leg, reach the left leg back and then pause. Again, pushing the floor away, drawing the ribs in wide across the belly and the hips. Fire up through that left glute, and then let's lift that left leg. Keep pushing out through the left leg here. When we take our few breaths, maybe starting to get nice and long through the right arm, reaching the right arm up overhead. Taking an inhale to be here. Ooh, and then let's give that foot a little wiggle, a little circle, circle. Crack, crack, crack through that ankle, yeah? All right, finding stillness, breathe in as you breathe out and squeeze elbow and knee towards each other. That's 1. Inhaling to lengthen ourselves out. Now, I like to exhale through my mouth here. 2, I just find it brings a better contraction. Let's go for 3. Crisscross applesaucing across the body. 1 more time. Pull it in for 4. Reach your arm and your leg out. Take a little pause and then bring yourselves down again. Sit back, give your wrists a little zhuzh, a little shaky shake. Are we super ready and excited for knowing that we're going to do this little teeter-totter? on our second side. So setting yourselves up again. You could be on fists. You could totally be standing, whatever's going to work best for you. Getting nice and rooted down through the body and then sending that left leg back. Zipped up through that left thigh, through the low belly, through the bum cheek, and then let's lift that left leg to float. Now you're definitely going to have to send your weight over to your right side. Keep zipping in through the belly so we don't slip into more of a banana back experience. And then can you reach your left arm out? Keep reaching through arm and leg for 3. Draw the left side of the waist in for 2. Last one, bring it in and give yourself a little shake. Well, that was totally silly. Let's inhale, take those arms up. Let's exhale. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Bringing yourselves up onto hands and knees. When you're ready, slide your glutes back. Take yourself into your downward dog. A nice, big, juicy inhale, bend through the knees here. And then exhale to reach it up and back. Giving your hips a little shaky-kin, side to side. Pedaling out through those heels. Circling through the neck, if that feels good. Maybe circling through the hips if that feels good too. Take a moment to pause at the top here. Can we lift our heels nice and tall? And then slide those heels down to the floor. Keep lengthening out through our spine. 2 more times. Inhale to lift those heels up. Exhale to slide them down and back. Maybe a little bend of the knees here is what we need. 1 more time. Lift them up. Slide those heels down. And then can we take little teeny tiny steps of walking our feet halfway towards our mat, just halfway up. And then let's walk our hands halfway back. Again, can you give those hands a little rub just like we did at the beginning? And with a little bit of a toasty sensation, give your calves a little bit of a rub, your ankles, your toes, up into your hamstrings. Maybe give them a little pitter-patter. Into your hips, into your low back, maybe into your head, neck, shoulders. And if your head at any time does not love being below your heart, you can always access from halfway. Inhale to lengthen halfway all together. Exhale to melt it forward. Press your feet through the floor. Start to roll your spine all the way up. Take those arms up overhead. Right away, as you breathe out, let's bow forward over those legs, diving into your forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway. Now, this is where we're going to get kind of funny again. Can you walk your hands forward back towards that front quarter of your mat? And then can you walk your feet back towards the back quarter of your mat? You're in a plank. You could be kneeling. You could be on forearms. You could be in a downward dog if you'd like to. Take a breath in. Keep pushing the floor away. Take your breath out. Feeling like the toes are hugging forward just as the heels of the hands are pushing in, arms opening wide, and then the heels of the hands are hugging down. So everything is in towards center, glutes are on. Take 1 more breath in. As you breathe out, maybe today we lower through the knees, we lower through the chest, we lower through the chin. As we inhale, just a little baby cobra, little baby back bend here. And as you breathe out, send your hips up and back. Take your downward dog. Nice big breath in here, please. Exhale it out. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Using them as you need. Breathe it out. 1 more time. Breathing in. Breathing it out. Let's lift our heels, bend our knees, look forward. And then again, let's walk our feet so that our feet go about halfway forward. And then our hands come halfway back. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Hands can slide to shins or thighs, lengthening long. Exhaling to melt forward over those legs. Press your feet through the floor. Roll your spine up. Maybe you're standing a smidgen taller this time. And then again, let's dive forward over those legs. Inhaling up again, that halfway. Lots of glute there to help rise you up. And then as you breathe out, hands walk forward a little bit, feet walk back a little bit. Find yourself in your version of plank. Now, if you'd like to flow, you can flow, taking your inhale here. As you breathe out, maybe lower through your knees, and then through your chest, and then through your chin. Slide your torso forward as we find the pedicure side of our feet. And then take yourself up and back, downward dog. Big breath in here all together. Exhale it out. Let's keep drawing those ribs in. Let's keep a gentle bend in the knees. And then let's take that right leg and reach it up. So very, very similar to how we were in our quadruped. So if that felt like a better space for you, feel free. Let's give that ankle a little roll. And let's keep the energy of that plank existing through our body here. If you'd like to take this for a little extra core work, you're going to take that right leg, pull it forward towards nose and knee. Inhale to take it up and back. Exhale, pull it forward, nose to knee. 1 more time. Inhale up and back. Exhale, nose to knee. Now, if you weren't doing that and you would like to start making right foot up between hands, feel free. That's where we're going to meet. Let's lower that left knee to the floor. On an inhale, arriving up nice and tall through the spine. So hugging those legs together, so there's always that lovely recruitment of support. Drawing your ribs in. If you need something under your knee, feel free. And then maybe those arms reach up. Taking a few breaths here. I love making things like a bit of a dance, a bit of a series. So if you'd like to, I invite you, inhale up tall, then that right arm is going to open out to the right, circle down and around, so you're in a bit of a twist. As it finds towards the floor, can inhale to reach down, forward, and up. And then exhale, the right arm reaches back, circling it down, back beside your hips. You face the front of your mat. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to open it out into that twist. One more time. Inhaling it up. Exhale, opening it out. If you'd like to stay in a twist here, feel free. We're going to take 3 breaths. So you could be twisted. You could be lengthened up. If you feel like your spice factor higher, you can always lift that back leg if you'd like. 2 more breaths here, please, for 2. For 1, that backhand flows to the floor. Let's lengthen ourselves up. And then let's lower down, plant our hands to frame that front foot. Start to send your hips back in space, giving ourselves the opportunity for a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. You could always lift your toes or keep your toes down. Few breaths. That right hip hugging back, left hip hugging forward, trying to lengthen out through our tail. So maybe a little bend in the knee is required here, which is like super fabulous. Why not? Why not if we need it? Always staying connected to that breath. One more time, breathe in. Breathe it out. Inhale to bring yourself forward. Let's fire up through that back leg. Lift yourself up into a nice high lunge here. And then again, can we lengthen the arms up? Inhaling to be nice and tall. Exhale to hug those legs together. Maybe a little bend in that back knee is required. And then just for funsies, what would it feel like if we started to kind of tip and maybe push off the back leg and then we bring ourselves back? Like, okay, that was fun and exciting, but maybe not for too long. And then let's do it again. Can you tip yourself forward, push off that back leg, and then bring yourself back and down? 2 more. Use the back leg as you reach forward. It's going to push you for a little balance. Bring yourself back 1 more time. Really fire up through that back leg. Push, 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 push. Bring yourself back down. Inhale to be nice and tall. Exhale, lower your hands down. Plant them to frame your front foot. Maybe slide yourself back. Optional flow here. Inhale. Exhale, maybe lower through your knees, maybe through your chest, then your chin. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, slide it back. Downward dog. 3 breaths, please. Inhaling in. Maybe this first one you blow it out. So when you stick your tongue out, it has its own yogic name, but it just always reminds me of Gene Simmons. That's the beauty of our practice, right? We can make it what we want. Finding a little bit of stillness, getting rooted on that right leg as that left leg reaches up in space. Now remember, you could always be on hands and knees if that felt like a safer, happier place for your body. Give that left ankle a little bit of a roll. Working on any kinks here that feel like they need a bit of a zhuzh. And then if you'd like to add in that core work, inhale to be here. Exhale, pull left knee towards your nose like you could give it a little kiss. Inhale to lengthen up and back. You could also absolutely do this from hands and knees. 1 more time, inhale back. Exhale, pull left knee to your nose, and then however you need to get there, let's meet with our left foot planted between our hands, back right knee on the floor. Hugging those legs together, firing up through your glutes. Let's arrive up nice and tall. So avoiding any sort of sitting into our hips here. We want to keep everything quite nice and energized. Arms can be lengthened up if you enjoy that, and we can take a moment collectively together to just celebrate all of the hard work we've already done. Inhaling here. Exhaling here. Keep hugging the legs in, firing up through the glutes, feeling the tone of the tummy. And if you would like to take this for a little bit of a dance, maybe that left arm reaches up, opens back, give it a bit of a twist. Circling that arm down towards the floor, inhaling to reach the arms up. And then maybe that back left hand rotates your spine with you. So it is more like a windmill shape. Left arm comes up, right arm is just sort of hanging along for the ride. 1 more time. Inhale it up. Left arm opens out. If you'd like to maintain the twist, you can. If you'd like to spice it up, that back thigh can lift with you here. 3 breaths, please. Inhaling, exhaling. Letting that breath flow, letting the breath move the prana in your body. Take that back hand. When you're ready, it sweeps all the way up overhead. And then let's lower those hands down to plant beside that front foot. Send your hips back as we give that front hamstring a bit of a stretch. Inhale it forward. Exhale it back. My dog is jealous that we're all doing restorative without him. Finding a moment of pause. So again, this could look so different for all of us. You can have a blanket underneath your back knee if you'd like. Your toes could be lifted. But really what we're trying to do, if I was being really dramatic about it, is lengthen out through that tail as much as we can. Maybe that means a bend in the knee. Enjoying a little bit of a stretch here. Let's take one more breath. And then let's start to send that body weight forward. Can we charge up through our back leg and arrive standing up nice and tall? Maybe you need to shorten your stance. I definitely did. Can we start to tip our torso forward and then maybe give yourself a little whoop, little balance, and then send yourself back. Okay, that was super fun. Let's totally do like 3 more. Send yourself forward. Use that back foot as leverage to push yourself off. Bring yourself back up. 2 more. Reaching forward, back leg gives you a little zhuzh. Bring it up 1 more time. Little push, little reach. And it can totally be silly, yeah? You can fall and bring yourself back. That's part of the practice. Inhaling, whew, she says, falling to the wall. Exhale, lower down, plant your hands, stepping back. Your choice. You could flow, you could childs, you could downward dog, you could hold a plank, wherever you are. Inhale. As you exhale, maybe bending through the knees, lowering through your chest, lowering through your chin. Inhale to slide through back bend of your choice. Exhale, up and back, downward dog. Big breath in together, please. Exhale, side out. If you need to move here, you have 2 more breaths to get a little wiggly. If you'd like some stillness, if you'd like a child's pose, please feel free. If your wrists are feeling not super fabulous, breathing in and out. Your next inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. As you breathe out, start to walk your feet up about halfway. Walk your hands back halfway so you're in a middle-ish territory of your mat. Inhale to come up in that halfway, lengthening through your spine. Exhaling to melt it forward. Push your feet through the floor. Ripple that spine all the way up in space, standing up nice and tall. And then let's bring the hands down through the heart. Let's root down nice and solid in that left leg. And can we pull the right thigh in towards our chest? And right out of the gate, let's interlace our fingers and just use our hands as a bit of a helper here to find lots and lots of compression through that right hip. Okay, not so bad. Can we keep the knee nice and bent? And can we start to walk our hands around to the outside of the thigh? So your left hand has the outside of the right thigh, and then maybe your right arm reaches up and back. So you'd be in that twist that you did the first time you were here. Now, maybe this feels pretty fabulous and you'd like to spice up your life a little bit and you lengthen that right leg out nice and straight and strong. And if you're feeling extra super spicy, maybe you add the left arm reaching out. So you're lengthening in space, you're pushing the floor away, you're keeping those hips level, you're rotating through your spine for 3, for 2, for 1. Can we reverse engineer this? So bend the knee and bring the hands to the outside of the thigh. Bring yourself back to center. Can we take that back leg now and start to give it a little bit of a reach-a-roo behind you so you're back in that sort of balancy shape here, which would actually be a warrior 3. Whoa, surprise. Lengthening that back leg out, zipping into your belly. Your hands could be at your heart. They could be reaching forward. They could be beside you. For 3, for 2. Last one. Now don't just drop that leg. Pull it all the way back up and through. Give it a squeeze, 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 squeeze to that hip. And then lower down. Give yourself a little boogie. Everyone get their heart rate up there? Definitely happened for me. Okay, let's find this on the second side. So rooting down through our right foot. Pressing through that right leg. Zipping up through the belly. And then let's collect the left thigh and draw it in. So again, a nice little moment of hip flexion here. And not just flexion, but we're giving it a bit of compression in that socket as well. Noticing if your hips are doing kind of funky things, can we try to square those hips off as much as possible? Now, if it feels reasonable, let's start to walk those hands around to the right. To the left. So your right hand has the outside of your left thigh. Maybe your left hand, I'm tipping over, I'm like blowing in a breeze here. Your left hand reaches back behind you. And that's going to give you that twist, that recreation. If it feels reasonable, maybe the left leg reaches out long. And if all of this is feeling fabulous and you'd like to up the ante, maybe that right arm reaches with you. For 3, it's so active here, yeah? For 2, for 1. Now, don't drop anything. Let's reverse engineer. Pull the thigh in, bring the hands back in. Turn your torso to face the front of your mat. Can we start to teeter-totter, tip ourselves so that back leg ends up reaching back? The kind of when we were really playfully pushing. Remember that not so long ago? And ta-da, we're in warrior 3. Firing up through that back leg, keeping a micro bend in your standing leg. Hands can come to heart. They can reach forward. They can come to your hips. Let's be here for 3. Feeling spicy. Let's go for 2. Last one, without collapsing, can we pull that leg all the way back up and in? Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then lower down, give yourself a little shake. Whew. Still in the middle of your mat here, please, planting those feet down through the floor. Taking a breath all together. Let's inhale, roll those shoulders up towards our ears, and then exhale down our backs. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, the arms reach up overhead. Exhaling to bow forward over those legs, feeling maybe like you have a little more room now. Inhale to lengthen up halfway. As we exhale, let's lower down and step back into a downward dog. So again, you could be on hands and knees here. You could be on forearms. That requires a lot of openness through the chest, but it might feel more comfortable for you. All those delicious things. Inhale, nice big bend in the knees. Exhale to lengthen out through the tail. Draw those ribs in. Let's inhale, sweep that right leg up towards the ceiling. You could also open your hips here if you'd like a little bit of an extra stretch. And then exhale to pull that knee towards your nose. Plant the right foot down between your hands. Can we hug the legs in, keep the front knee bent as we sweep our arms up here? Revisiting that chance to teeter-totter, we're going to tip our torso forward and use your back leg to push up. Take a little pause here and then lower yourself back down. That's 1. Inhaling here. We push ourselves as we tilt forward. So we're like, wow, taking a moment to hover, warrior 3, and then lower yourself back down. That's 2. One more time, bend through your knee. Tip it forward. Can you hold it here for 3? For 2. For 1, gently lower the back leg down. Find yourself in your lunge, and then let's open up to find our warrior 2. That was a fun little moment, eh? Let's hug those legs in. Back edge, pinky toe side of your foot parallel with your mat. Front leg is right over through the middle of your front foot, and our arms are out. You could always flip palms up if that feels nicer in your shoulders for sure. Let's take a breath. Let's get nice and grounded here. Hugging those legs in, trying to open up through the hips, guiding that front knee forwards. Feeling the activity through the legs, the flow of our breath, and the groundedness of our energy. Can we take that front palm, flip it to face up if it's not already, and let's lengthen our body up and back in space, keeping a lovely bend in that front knee. Inhaling to bring yourself all the way up, and then keep breathing as you windmill your hands all the way down. Step back, and then your choice to flow. Inhaling. As we exhale, maybe lowering knees, then chest, then chin. Inhale, back bend, extension of your choice. Exhale, up and back, downward dog. Big breaths together, please. Exhale it out. Take a moment. Collecting your breath, collecting your energy. Lengthening out through your spine. And then when you're ready, getting nice and grounded on that right foot, let's inhale. Left leg is going to sweep up. You can open up through your hip here if you would like to. And then exhale, pull the left knee in, squeeze, squeeze, and then place the left foot down on the floor. Let's keep hugging those legs in towards a high lunge, and then lift the upper body up. Are we ready for this playful teeter-totter warrior 3 situation. Nice and grounded in those legs. Start to tip your torso forward. Back leg is your lever here as you lift up, hold, and then control the descent back down. So fun. Let's totally do it again. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, tip it forward. Back leg is your ammo here to lift up. Gently lower it back down. One more time. Little tip forward, back leg lifts. This one was the one we're going to hold here, team, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Last one. Can you control that descent down? Let's lift up, find that high lunge, and then open your legs out. You're definitely going to have to like shift and shimmy around a little bit as we find our warrior 2. Warrior 2. Bending into that front knee, feeling the knee right over the midline of the foot. Back leg parallel with back edge of your mat. We're trying to like externally rotate here through our legs, and we're out with the arms. If you'd like to flip your palms to face up, it generally feels a bit nicer in the shoulders, but it's totally up to you. Taking a few breaths here to celebrate, to regain focus, collect energy. And then that back hand is going to come to the back thigh, front palm flips as we lengthen ourselves up and back. Taking a breath in, then exhale, windmill those arms. This will be our last flow like this together, so user's choice. Inhaling as we exhale, maybe lowering knees, chest, chin. Inhale to lengthen up. Remember, flip your toes, and then up and back, downward dog. Big breath in here together, please. Exhale it out. Taking a few breaths. And then let's lift up through those heels, bend our knees, look forward, walk your hands halfway towards your mat. Halfway up your mat, your hands back towards your feet. Giving yourself a moment to sort of judge out through that neck again. And just noticing, and remember, you could always be halfway if we're holding. Yeah, I don't ever want you to feel like you're going dizzy. As we're here, just really honoring how quickly we can cultivate space and mindfulness and breath in the body. Can you take those hands and walk them forward to the top edge of your mat? This is going to be like a little bit of like an elephant walk. Actually, let's just do an elephant walk. Have you ever seen that when kids do that? So can you step forward with your right hand and your right foot, and then left hand and left foot? And then can you step back, left hand, left foot, and step back? And can you go all the way to the back of your mat in this awkward elephant walk? And then can you come forward, left hand, left foot, right hand, right foot? And can we do this kind of elephanty, swayy walk all the way to the top of our mat? Let's walk our feet nice and mat width apart. Let's turn those toes out. Let's bend into those knees and allow your pelvis to drop down. Bringing your hands towards your heart. And we're not sitting here, yeah? We're trying to like really lift up and out. For 3, for 2. This could be a lot on your knees. You might want to stay up higher and more of a squat. That's totally fine. And then however you need to gracefully make your way down to the floor is fine by me. Let's lengthen our legs out nice and long here. And let's take our left leg and draw our left foot towards our right inner thigh. And this is a fabulous moment if you would like to grab a blanket to sort of boost your pelvis up. Lovely time to do that. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's tilt forward today. I know last class we didn't, but today I would like to. But I would like to make this flowy as per everything. So even though you're in more of a hinge here, can we inhale, use your hands to lengthen your chest up, and then exhale, scoop and round away. Inhale, use your hands to press and lengthen through your chest. Exhale, scoop and round away. 2 more. Inhale to press and lengthen. Exhale. Scoop and round. 1 more time. Inhale, press and lengthen. Exhaling it around. And then can we walk our hands so that both of our hands are to the outside of the right ankle? And that might feel like a lot. Maybe it feels reasonable to internally, it's like if you're giving yourself a thumbs up, you rotate your thumbs up down so that your hand can find the pinky toe side of your foot, and you can give yourself a little twist here as well. And I would do this if you're participating from a little more of a lengthened place. If you need to bend the knee, bend the knee. If you'd like to add that top arm, you can. For 3. You could always do like I'm a little teapot over as well. For 2. For 1, bring that hand down, find yourself to center, walk yourself all the way up. Give your legs a little shaky shake. Let's find that on our second side. So right foot is going to come to that left inner seam. Let's lengthen up through our spine and then tilt ourselves forward in space. Taking a few breaths to be here. Taking some time to grow long. And then if we'd like to add a little bit of flow, we can inhale to get nice and long. Exhale, scoop through the belly, round your spine away. Inhaling to lengthen your chest forward and up. And then exhale, scoop and round it away. Inhale, drawing chest through hands. Exhaling round. One more time. Inhale to open. Exhaling to round. If you'd like to find that twist, lengthen your spine out nice and long and then walk those hands so that they're both to the outside of the left ankle. With your right hand, if you were giving yourself a thumbs up, you're going to rotate so it becomes thumbs down. And then find your hand to the pinky toe edge side of your left foot. You can use that as a bit of a guidance to help create a bit of a twist through the torso here. Left hand can be wherever you need it to be. Could be on your hip, or if you'd like to open it out here, you can. You could also go for like an I'm a little teapot moment. Truly whatever's going to feel safest and happiest in your body. And we're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Turning your gaze forward, bringing yourself all the way up, lean yourself back, give your legs a little shake. If there's anything else movement-wise you would like to do, please feel free to throw that in there. It could be a happy baby, it could be a shoulder bridge, all of that good stuff. And we are going to start setting up for our first, restorative shape together today. So the first one that we're going to do is going to be a little bit of a back bend. So you might hate it. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. You might hate it. And that's okay if you don't love it. So if you could take a blanket, any old blanket, and you're gonna fold it up, and then let's collect the edges that are like the seamed edges so that we have a nice flat shape at the other side. You're just gonna roll it up. Roll, 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 roll. So we have our little blanket sausage kind of ready to go. And now, as always, I like to put an extra layer of blanket down on the mat when we're doing restorative work. It just helps give a little extra cushion and a little extra softening to our bodies. And that's what we're doing restorative for, right? It's our nervous system. It's our fight or flight response. It's our hormones. It's sleep. It's all of those really, really important things that keep our body going. So we want to make sure that we honor that by being as delicious with our comfort as possible. So you're going to have 1 blanket sausage and then maybe a collection of pillows or 2 for your knees. Super simple. We're going to take your blanket sausage, and if you were to wrap a towel around you, it would come up like fairly high, right? Like just sort of a little bit lower than maybe where your collarbone, well, definitely lower than collarbones, but do you understand what I mean? Like if you were to like wrap towel. So that's where we want our sausage to hit. Knees can rest over our pillows, and then just melting yourself down. Arms can lengthen back overhead as well. So that's sort of like basic setup. Now, if you would like to deluxe this, which I highly recommend, we don't just want to let our feet sort of be hanging down here. So I'm going to give a little bit of extra support for my feet as well, so they have somewhere to rest. And then bringing myself back over my little blanket sausage. Arms are opening up. Finding A little bit of time, a little bit of space to start to soften through the eyes. We're not going to be here terribly long. So feel free to take a little bit of time, a little bit of extra time to get nice and comfy cozy. And if your arms hate this, if you're in this back bend and you're just like, nah, no way, I don't love it, you can always bring your arms down if you want to. Like, for sure, that's an option. And you could also take the sausage out. You could also completely remove your blanket sausage. I don't want my arms to be up. Taking the time now to indulge in rest. Indulge in creating space. Indulge in the restorative. Using your breath as you inhale to collect anything that's not serving you. That could be feeling, that could be thought, could be emotion. And exhaling it out. Inhaling in here. And exhaling it out. Letting there be. And actually, I want to leave a sentence at that. Just letting it be. Letting it all be. Knowing that silence is a beautiful thing too. I'm still here. If you're tuning in for this restorative portion, just allowing there to be a little more blank space for whatever it is that you need to focus on to exist. Inhaling to feel what's supporting behind you, and then exhaling to sink into it a little bit more. Inhaling and exhaling. Giving space to just be. If you feel like you're happy as you are and you would like to stay here, please feel free to do so. If you feel like you would like to transition into something new, starting to deepen your breath. If your arms are overhead, bringing them down, maybe starting to bend your knees, plant your feet on the floor, and gently rolling over to one side whenever you're ready. Bringing yourself up off of your sausage as we get ready for our second restorative shape. So again, another opportunity for a bit of a back bend, but in a different sort of a way. So moving extra things out of the way. And if you have any bigger sized pillows, then this is a great opportunity to grab them. So essentially what we're doing is we're going to make like a little bit of a slide for our bodies. And that slide is going to be hips up, torso down. So first section of the slide, this is where my hips, my pelvis are going. Actually, I lied. This is where my legs are going to go. I changed my mind. Let's not go quite so high. And then this is where our hips are going to go. So it's a little bit lower. And then the rest of the torso is going to lean back. Now, because our hips are up, putting something behind your head is not a super great idea. It's going to do weird things to our cervical spine. However, if you have like a smaller hand towel that you would like to place underneath the neck, just the neck, not like shoulders and head, just the neck, then you can definitely do that. Just doing my due diligence to make sure, even though we know that our hips are up, that we're not letting our whole head be supported. So a nice way to get into this is to pop yourself up with your hips onto that first hip pillow, and then the legs can come up overhead or up onto your surface, and then you're going to bring yourself down. If you have a blanket that you would like to pop on top of you, please feel free to do so. Those arms can come out beside you, palms up. They could rest on your belly. They could be really wherever you need them to be. And again, if you feel like you need a little bit of something for your head, just under the neck, like just under your cervical spine, yeah? So our legs are resting over the highest surface, and then our hips are up on a slightly lower surface, and then our torso is on the floor. Arms can be out if you'd like, or they can be resting on your belly. Blanket on top, if that feels like it would be a delicious experience for you. Using your breath to drop a little bit deeper. If you're open to it, I have some chimes with me, so I will be rolling over and then playing with those, creating some sound magic for you. If you hate that idea, then please feel free to mute me. And if you're finding over time that your back isn't loving this, you could always take out the hip pillow. So you're just lying with your legs over the bolster blanket scenario. So although I'm moving, please feel free to be exactly as you are. Using your breath to always drop a little bit deeper. Wherever you are, using your breath to get just a little bit deeper in. Following the trail of your inhales and your exhales. If you feel like you are so happy where you are and would like to stay there, please feel free to do so. If you feel like you would like to close practice together, then I am absolutely here to invite that as well. Taking a few more moments to indulge in where you are. Maybe taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and exhaling it out. Before we start to transform this cocoon of comfort from a restorative shape to a more upright shape, I'd just like to take a minute to invite you in a little self love and reflection practice. I really believe that, and it's proven that the words that we say to ourselves have an effect on our bodies. And with the amount that is going on in the world right now, it's really important to keep filling our cups up to make sure that we're available as this fountain to continue being able to give and feeling the strength to learn. And so, knowing that you have the opportunity to say things to yourself, kind things, hopefully, to yourself, is a good place to start. So, for me, I like to remind myself that I am enough and I am worthy. And that can mean many different translations. Can mean I am enough so I have more space to learn. I am worthy of education. However you want it to mean in your body. But just taking a moment to say something that will fill your cup back up, which is what this practice is really all about. When you're ready, taking a nice big breath in through your nose, exhaling it out. If you'd like to close practice together today, feel free to roll over onto one side or maybe bend your knees, plant your feet on the floor, give yourself a little rock. And however you'd like to make your way to a version of seated, please feel free. When you arrive upright, maybe finding the space to close your eyes or dim them down if that feels more reasonable for you. Coming back to your breath. If you'd like to place your hands over your heart or heart center, maybe bowing in. May there be peace, patience, and openness in our hearts. Placing hands to jaw or lips, may there be peace, patience, and openness in my speech. Bringing your hands higher up, may there be peace, patience, and openness in my thoughts. Thank you, as always, for allowing me to be here as a guide, as a blueprint for your practice. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day wherever you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you.